All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Go With The Flow. I have the most special guests in the building, live in Lagos, Nigeria. First of all, shout out to the Pentecost by EBHS, the podcast studio I'm recording in.
Beautiful.
Very cool space. If you're in Nigeria looking for a podcast studio, this is where you should use because very, very cool spot. But my guest today, let me give you her background. So she's a Yale graduate where she majored in molecular, cellular, and developmental biology. All three because one, biology wasn't enough. She's an Olympian, World Cup quarterfinalist, WAFCON winner as of this year, future Reps Capital athlete, and the newest defender for the Chicago Stars. Welcome to the show, Michelle Big Meech Alozie.
Hey, what an introduction.
What an intro.
So happy to be here.
So where do we even start? So actually, first of all, we're recording right now in Lagos. Tell me what's important for you to come back every year, even outside of your national team duties.
Yeah, I think I obviously didn't grow up here, and I only rarely came to Nigeria growing up, and it was always to the village, and it was never in the city. Like, I'm in Imo State, I'm in Owerri, so it's always there, which is really nice. It's a cool, slow vibe, but like I always wanted to come to Lagos and just be here and be present. And obviously I come so many times with the national team, but that's different. Like, we're here for business, we're just here to play football. And so to be able to come and just like enjoy, like meet up with friends, meet artists, see different clothing brands. Like, I love to see the Lagos fashion. And so it's so fun to always come back as many times as I can.
Yeah, it's a different type of business when you come in December.
Different type of
business. But even the story, so we met this time last year, which I think it's cool to think about. So I also haven't born here, lived here 9 years, and then would come back sporadically for like dad's birthday and like Mays and summers. So last December was my first time coming as an adult by myself in December.
Right.
So very different experience. You're meeting cool people. And just, I remember one of the times, so we met, and then one of the nights we were at Mako, where they were doing our thing, and this man comes up to you very seriously. He goes, "Madame, thank you for your service." And that was, to me, one of the, so it was hilarious. So he was so genuine.
Yeah.
Which it was cool in that regard, but it was also just cool to, first of all, cool to see just the influence that you have. But for me, it was just hilarious how serious he was about making that statement.
Yeah.
And that was even pre-WAFCON championship. How has the love changed after the fact?
Oh my gosh, insane. Especially being the 10th championship that we've gotten at WAFCON, which broke records in all fronts of all women's soccer. And it's just amazing to be a part of that group. We've been through so much together. And so to be able to see that we still come up on top after like all of the trials and tribulations that we're put through is amazing. It's just such a sisterhood to be a part of the Super Falcons.
And then after that, you were awarded, OON, Officer of the Order of Niger, which I never even heard about.
Yes.
But I saw it on your bio. I was like, what is that?
You might need to redo the intro and
honestly,
put the
so I actually left it out. I actually meant to put that in my intro, so I have to call back to it. And then I actually also meant to add she has a fan page on Instagram with 14,000 followers. And that Instagram page has a backup page with 2,000 followers. The people like you. Okay. So we'll get to Nigeria and all that, but let's take it all the way back. So you're born in San Diego. You started playing soccer because of your uncle Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to him. At what point did playing in college become a realistic goal for you?
I feel like it didn't really come a realistic goal until I was like maybe 13, like really entering high school. Like after San Diego, I went into the mountains of Southern California. It was called Apple Valley, California. And soccer there just wasn't really that big. There wasn't any big clubs that were getting seen by colleges or like pro teams or anything. So I was kind of just like hanging out. Like I just really liked soccer and like hoped that something would come from it, but didn't really know that like college would come from it. But I remember going to one tournament and there's so many scouts there for college teams. And my mom was like, wait, like you can get college paid off for this. Like we really need to tap in. So I feel like it was around like end of middle school, early high school that like going to college was really an idea for me.
And so you ended up going to Yale. Why did you end up deciding on there amongst the other schools that you probably had offers from?
Yeah, definitely. I'm not even joking. It was my parents. When they heard Yale.
Relatable.
Oh my, yeah, you would know. Yeah, like a top 3, like what, like in the world, like they're like Yale, like, oh, Michelle, you're going, you know. But you know, I ended up having a really good 4 years there. I'm definitely thankful to have the degree, but also meet all the connections and friends that I've had there. So it was really amazing that I went there.
Where would you have gone?
My like dream school was Stanford. Like I love Stanford. I wanted to stay in California.
Like that's a slouch of a school, and they win national championships like every other year.
No, they do exactly. Yeah, they really balance academia and athletics there. Like they did it well. I feel like the Ivy Leagues, like in certain sports, they can grow a little bit, but I think there's obviously such a push for academia there. But yeah, I was like really wanted to go there, really wanted to go to USC. I really wanted to stay in California, honestly, and somehow I ended up in Connecticut.
You know? all the way in New Haven, Connecticut.
Yeah.
But no, it's so relatable because Duke was my dream school. I got in.
Yeah.
I wanted to go there.
Okay.
Princeton was in my backyard, and I got in, and my parents were like, "There's no decision." And I was like, honestly, fine.
Like, you know what?
Twist my arm.
Yeah, the second they were like, "Oh, my daughter is going to Yale." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, you guys can have that."
So you go to Yale. You are the freshman year Yale Offensive Player of the Year. Your junior year, you're the co-offensive player of the year. Then you tear ACL senior year. So then after that, you do another post-grad year at Tennessee.
Yeah.
Give me a comparison to the Ivy League versus SEC experience. And I say that with the caveat that I went to a UT Austin game this fall for the first time ever. And when I was sitting there in the crowds, and there was the girls in the cowboy boots and cowboy hats, I was like, I could have done well here. And I would have loved the SEC. So please give the people the comparison. And so for those who don't know, Ivy League is like very hard academic school. SEC, Southeastern Conference, so more southern states, usually known for having much bigger sporting atmospheres, bigger party schools. So that's the context. So you got to do both.
I got to do both. Yeah, God willing, I got to do both. It was really fun. I remember going through the whole process because there was actually an opportunity for me to just stay at Yale. I would just take a semester off and then come back and just stay there and do a season there. But I was like, no, like I wanted to go to USC. Like I really wanted to go to like state school, like big school, like party vibes, honestly. And so I was like, oh, this is my opportunity to like go crazy and kind of like go to a school that loves athletics, like really buys into their program. And the year before I decided to go to Tennessee, they just went to the NCAAs, and I've always wanted to do that. We never were able to do that at Yale, unfortunately. So it was kind of like a no-brainer. I met so many cool people in my official visit there. Brian Penske was like such an amazing coach, and I just can tell that he really cared for like his athletes, and so it was like a no-brainer to go there. It was definitely a big party school, and they cared about their athletics like insane. Like every game, every sport was sold out, and like that is so cool to see and be a part of, and it's so different than the Yale experience I had.
Hindsight being 2020, would you do anything different?
It's actually funny because my freshman year at Yale, I wanted to transfer. Like after my first season there, I called my parents in tears being like, I don't want to be here. Like I want to transfer. But no, I think like in hindsight, like I obviously loved Yale. I love all of my friends that I've met there. Having a Yale degree, I understand the weight that has. And, you know, I definitely don't take that for granted. So I'm definitely glad that I was able to at least have a year at Tennessee. I wish I could have had longer, honestly. But, you know, thankfully I only tore my ACL, only had 1 year for a red shirt. So I took it.
Got it. And so after that, you graduated from Tennessee, you enter the NWSL draft, but you're not selected.
Not selected.
And then I didn't even know this part. You ended up.
I know, like, where's the little button? Like,
yeah. I was like, you ended up okay. But then you ended up in Kazakhstan, which I didn't even know. So you played for BIIK Kaziyurt. How are you pronounce it? Big. Okay, there you go. You were there for 3 months. Talk to me about that experience and how you even ended up there.
Yeah, so my coaches at Tennessee had a player go there. When I was at Tennessee, like I never fully came back from my ACL. I kind of like rushed it. My rehab at Yale like wasn't the best. And so going into Tennessee, like I was kind of like, it was kind of growing pains trying to get back to like the Michelle that I knew and the player that I knew. And so at Tennessee, I didn't have the greatest year. And so I was kind of like, I kind of knew that I wasn't going to get picked up in the NWSL draft. So when my coaches at Tennessee told me about Beak, I was like, Kazakhstan? Like, are you sure?
I can't point it out on that. Respectfully. Shout out to all Kazakhstan.
Yeah, near Russia. It literally just broke off Russia not that long ago. But so I was like, really? Like, that seems kind of intense. Like, I have no idea what it's like over there. But he told me that they play in the Champions League, and I was like, ooh, that's cool. Like everyone wants to play in Champions League, and that can just be like my step. Like that team could be my step to going somewhere else. And so, you know, I kind of like took all the options. I was like, okay, let me I told my parents this. I had a plan. I had to give them a plan if I was going to go all the way to Kazakhstan to play soccer. So I told them, I was like, okay, look, I'm going to go to Kazakhstan. I'm going to be studying for my MCAT. When I'm done,
you always got to sprinkle in the MCAT. That's how you get them to agree to everything.
Don't worry, I'm still pre-med, parents. Okay. I said I was going to study for my MCAT. And by the time that season's done there, I'd come back, take my MCAT, and we can go from there if nothing happens. And so they let me go to Kazakhstan, and yeah, it was a 3 months.
Yeah. Before we even get back to the soccer, what even is Kazakhstan like?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's a very like chill country. It's beautiful. Like I think it was called Almaty. And it was gorgeous, like, but it was like really cold again next to Russia, snowy, like really thick snow for most of the winter and stuff.
For a San Diego girl.
For a San Diego, California girl, right? But it is a really beautiful country, very calm. Like there's just kids walking to school. It's like a really cute, peaceful vibe. Like I just didn't know anything about the country or their culture.
Fair enough. Shout out to Kazakhstan. Maybe
Shout out to Kazakhstan.
We gotta check it out. We'll
and their flag is kind of fire. It's like light blue with a little yellow.
Oh,
gorgeous.
It's a circle in the middle. I know a little thing too.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And then actually even talk me through. So again, COVID, March of 2020, shut down everything. So you were there when it hit, and then was it easy for you to get out? Just talk me through that.
Yeah. So actually, again, because it's a Kazakhstan, it was like snowy. So we were actually in Turkey training, and that's when it hit. So we were in Turkey. Kazakhstan was like, you guys are not coming here. You guys are not from here. You guys are not coming. So we actually had to go home. And so it was actually quite easy because Turkey was like, yeah, any foreigners can leave. So we were like, okay, cool. So I was able to leave quite quickly. And then I think I ended up going back end of October maybe and was there for 4 weeks maybe max. And then I dipped out.
Okay, and now let's fast forward to your Houston Dash experience, and even just starting with your trial there. And I've seen the story online, I've read about it. You had a friend that was on the team, you hit her up, and she helped you get a trial. But
yeah, shout out Ali Prysock.
Shout out Ali who?
Prysock.
Shout out Ali Prysock. Just tell the people that story.
Yeah, so obviously I ended my career at Kazakhstan. I didn't really know what I was gonna do, so I didn't want to go home, so I called my sister first call to see if I can stay at her place. I was sleeping on her couch for a little bit.
Shout out older siblings. I did that with my brother also at the start of COVID.
Yeah.
That's just because I was home and my parents, they be bugging.
You can't be home for too long. Love you parents, but you got a little time limit. So she allowed me to crash at her couch for a little bit, and obviously she lives in Houston at the time, and I had a teammate, Ali Prysock. We were club teammates, so we were teammates from maybe like 13 until 18. So she was there at Houston, and I was like, oh, Ali, what should I do? And she's like, literally, Michelle, like, here's my coach's email. Like, email them. Some people are here for trialists sometimes or like a practice player. So just ask them to be a practice player. You'll probably get picked up like you're good. I was like, oh, Ali, thanks so much. And so I ended up messaging the coach. And again, I love this. It's is that called the butterfly effect when like something
one small thing
happens?
Yeah.
So when I was getting, during my college years, getting recruited, I also got recruited by this school called Pepperdine in Malibu. And the coach at the time is Twyla. Twyla now works at Houston. And so when I emailed her, she was like, oh my gosh, like, no way, it's you, Michelle. Like, I remember recruiting you when you were 16. I can't believe you're here now. Like, yes, please come. And I was like, oh my gosh, shout out Twyla. Like, I was like, you remember me? Like, I'm so thankful that you remembered me and you're giving me this chance. And yeah, history wrote itself there.
It's so funny how you mentioned, because actually there's actually a crazy parallel with your story and something that happened with me. So like I mentioned, my brother lived in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So I went and stayed with him on early COVID, not mid-COVID, whenever people could leave the house, sleeping on his couch. And I remember we like met up with the family friend who she had gone to UPenn. She's actually in Nigeria this trip, but she had gone to UPenn and she was doing the whole like corporate America thing. Up until that point, I had been so single track minded on pre-med, like most Nigerian kids are.
Unfortunately.
And she was she made some good points. She was like, honestly, you might as well try this thing out. Reach out to your school's alumni, do X, Y, and Z, and just like shoot your shot and see what you can get. So I literally remember being there. And in this whole Philly stretch, I cold emailed a bunch of Princeton alumni. I was like, Princeton, Goldman Sachs. I would just go on LinkedIn. I would look up Princeton, Goldman Sachs, Princeton, McKinsey. Any company I wanted to work at, found the alumni, reached out to them. And there was this guy who got back to me. Shout out Mike Washington, who I always say is the reason I even got to Goldman. But he literally just responded to my cold email, jumped on a phone call with me. And I agree, was the same butterfly effect. And that literally, I think, changed the trajectory of my life.
Right.
Because I don't know
Easily.
where I would have been if I would have just gone down that track. Being home for COVID allowed me to have the time to prep for my interview. So it's crazy. Like, just shoot your shot.
Just shoot your
For
shot.
whoever's listening, send that cold email, send that cold DM. You don't know where it could take you.
Yeah.
It'll literally change your life. So,
And
what do
the
you have to
worst that
lose?
can happen is literally like what? No reply.
No response.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't know why people don't understand that. Like now I work at a tech startup, and a lot of my job, I'm in business development. And so a lot of my job is they're just like reaching out to people, trying to convince them to like hear us out, try our product, blah, blah, blah. There's literally companies that scale to $1 billion plus through reaching out to hundreds and thousands of people, and you only need like 1% to get back to you. And if contract size are what they need to be, blah, 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 like you can get very far in life with 99% of people telling you
Saying no.
So shoot your shot, guys.
The 1%. The 1% is waiting for you.
Okay, so you do the 2-week trial. Obviously goes well, and then you get a longer term contract. Or what was the timeline of that all happening?
Yeah, no, it wasn't that quick. Yeah, so I was there like starting like February of 2021, and then it wasn't until October that I signed.
Okay, so good amount of time.
I was just leaving my sister's couch hoping. But the funny thing is that, like, obviously in between that time, I actually made my first cap for Nigeria before I made my first cap for Houston. Like,
Interesting.
I wasn't even signed with Houston, and I made my first cap with Nigeria.
And we'll get to Nigeria, so don't dive
No.
into that one yet. And now, most recently, you just wrapped up an amazing 5 years at Houston. Just talk to me. Like, reflect on the past 5 years, what Houston meant to you and your experience there.
Yeah, I feel like I owe Houston like everything, honestly, because, like I said, everything started here. Like, I feel like I wanted to do so much at Houston, and it's unfortunate that I didn't, or I wasn't able to. But I'm definitely just so thankful for the time that I got here. Like in Houston, I feel like I was able to become a Super Falcon, which is crazy. And then with being a Super Falcon, I went to the World Cup, I went to 2 AFCONs, I went to the Olympics. Like, so much happened just because I decided not to go home and decided to come to Houston. And so, yeah, I love Houston. I've met so many amazing people outside of football, outside of my team. My teammates were amazing every 5 years. It's such a tight-knit group of girls, and they're amazing women that, you know, I'm definitely going to be friends with, like, for the rest of my life. But definitely a sad chapter to close, but I'm definitely super excited to, you know, go into my next adventure at Chicago. And yeah, bear the cold.
Back to the cold. But Yale and Kazakhstan prepared you.
Yeah.
But that's even another, like, your story's so interesting because, and we'll get to the Nigeria portion in a bit, but it was literally only because you were in Houston that you got the opportunity to try out.
Yep.
And so, but again, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
It's just crazy how life works.
Crazy
How life works. But before we get to Houston, or Nigeria, Chicago, what are you most excited about this new opportunity?
Oh, I think just going to a club that like just has so much interest and like want for me. I think that is really big. Obviously at Houston, like I wanted to be at Houston. Like I wanted to make a difference. I felt like I need to prove myself to Houston all the time. And I think over the 5 years, you know, my growth has shown, and I think Chicago like sees that growth and sees my potential and, you know, knows my worth. So I think I'm super excited to just be a part of a team and a culture that sees that and wants me to be with them as they grow into their next chapter.
How much of a choice or input did you get in where you landed?
A lot. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely made sure it was definitely a back and forth conversation with my agents and just seeing honestly what team is the right fit for you. I also knew that I wanted to be like in a really cool city. And Chicago is a really cool city. Obviously, the cold, we'll see. We'll see about that part. But I know that they love their athletics and they love supporting their sports teams there. So I'm excited to just have so many fans like backing us every game.
And you happen to know the mayor of Chicago himself.
I know.
The mayor. Shout out Mo.
Shout out Mo.
The literal mayor.
I'll be good.
When I tell you, he knows everybody.
Yeah.
Mo is a
I'm realizing that.
He's a connected guy. So that'll be that. Yeah, you'll be good. And we're doing a pop up there on the 17th. Right?
I know.
For someday.
I'll be there.
Okay, amazing.
Don't you worry.
Okay, amazing. But now to get to your experience with the Super Falcons. So tell the story I hinted at that you also did. Tell the story of actually getting the opportunity opportunity to even play for the team in the first place?
Yeah, so again, I am a trialist player for Houston. I'm actually with Esther Okoronkwo at Houston.
Shout out Esther.
Shout out
Legend.
Esther, you know, yeah,
need her
the
on here
dirty
too.
number 6, yeah.
Y'all know she's a DJ, by the way.
I know, and
Esther's
she's a DJ. Yeah,
DJ.
she's a multifaceted girl. But yeah, we were there, and Nigeria's coming to play the U.S., Jamaica, and I think Portugal in this summer series. And unfortunately, or fortunately for me, I guess, a lot of players had visa issues and weren't able to get their visas on time. And the coach at the time, Randy, was looking for literally any Nigerian American who had like a soccer background in like 100-meter radius of Houston. And so thankfully, I'm literally in Houston. They have a game in 3 days. And my Houston coach reaches out to Randy being like, hey, like I saw that you guys have visa issues. We have 2 Nigerian Americans here, great players. Like, you guys should see them if you need. And so Randy came to one of our Houston trainings for a second. And then that was in the morning. And then he got back to my coach and said, okay, great, bring them to training that afternoon. I was like, okay, 2 a day. I thought I was done with college. But then, so that afternoon I had my first training session with Nigeria. And it was really chilled because the game was the next day. And Randy pulled us aside and was like, okay, you guys made it. So I was like, excuse me, I just made the Super Falcons, like the Super Falcons. Like, that's how you're going to tell me. But yeah, he was like, okay, you guys made it. Like, be at the field at this time, like blah, blah, blah. And we're like, okay. Like, bring your Nigerian passport. We're like, okay, cool. I like call my parents. I'm like, hey, yeah, like, I don't know if you guys can get on the flight, but I'm going to be playing tomorrow with the Nigerian team. So if you guys want to come to Houston.
What was their reaction?
They were like, wait, what? They're like, how did this happen? And I was just telling them, and they're like, oh, like that was like actually their team, and they're actually in Houston. Like, you know what I mean?
Because they never believe you until they see some concrete.
Until they actually see it. Yeah.
The best.
They need the proof. Appreciate y'all. Hard love, tough love. But yeah, and literally the next day, me and Esther are dressed in.
Oh, wait. I'm just clocking. Oh, so you're saying Esther trialed with you at that point?
Yeah, we were both.
She was the second one. Well, I don't know why it took me 2 minutes to catch on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, we were
that's
together.
Why you guys
Houston.
are so close to this day?
We've been together since day one. Yeah,
very cool. Okay, nice.
Yeah, and so yeah, history wrote itself. We both made our first cap that game versus Portugal, versus Jamaica. And so that was really cool. And then the next game, I scored my first goal. What? My first professional goal?
Casual.
What?
You don't even have a club team?
No, I'm not even signed to a club team, and I just scored my first professional goal with Nigeria. Cool. And yeah, it's really been history ever since then.
And that wasn't the third game against the USA?
The third game was against the US. Insane. Like, it's me running against Rapinoe. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're a legend. Like, what? I'm like, oh, and Alex Morgan. I'm like, super cool. Like, whatever. I remember, like, it was in Dallas, I believe, or Austin, and they just opened up this, like, insane stadium. And it's me running against Rapinoe, and I like slide tackle her, and oh my gosh, this stadium! I was like, oh my god, they're gonna hate me. I was like, oh my god, no, I just did a slide tackle Megan Rapinoe. But yeah, that was insane. What
was it like for you integrating into the team at first?
I think it was a little difficult. I think we, like Esther and I and Tony and all of us, we were like the first Nigerians in the diaspora to join the Super Falcons, and so. Obviously, like, I am Nigerian. I know about the culture. Like, I know the small things, but there's so many, like, different nuances that I wasn't necessarily aware of, or, like, didn't realize it was a big deal, I guess. And so I feel like that kind of integration definitely took time. You know, it took a little pressure, a little tough love. But I think the team overall was very welcoming, especially, you know, to all these newcomers that just came like literally all at once, like what? And then like next camp we're there and they're like, oh, they're still coming.
Yeah.
Like this wasn't just for one camp. So I think definitely the integration was a little difficult just because again, there is a little disconnect between Nigerians in the diaspora and Nigerian born. But I think at the end of the day, like we really feed off each other, especially now. And so although it was tough in the beginning, I think now it's like really good.
Yeah, that's interesting. And funny enough, I have a friend who's in a very similar situation. One of my good friends is this guy, Kevin O'Toole. Went to Princeton, now plays for NYCFC. Got called up to Ireland's national team for the first time recently.
Ireland, wow.
And I haven't actually had the time to talk had the time to talk about it with him yet, but I'm just curious again what that experience is like for someone, because he was born in the U.S., lived there his whole life. His family has Irish roots. What it's like integrated into that group of just Irish lads.
Yeah.
And same for you, like integrating with. So it's just a unique thing that people probably don't think about, but it's definitely something you guys need to deal with as you're kind of breaking in.
Exactly. And it's something I also appreciate now, like seeing how we had to integrate in the team. And obviously whenever I come back to Lagos and stuff, I use what they've taught me to, navigate through my time in Nigeria. So it all works out.
And so now I want to talk about 3 different major tournaments. Firstly, the 2023 World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. Tell me about when you heard that you made that roster and what the feelings, emotions were associated with that, because it's the World Cup. Everyone who plays soccer dreams of playing in the World Cup.
Yeah, like, especially since we watch it our whole entire lives. But I think it was literally a month. So no. Okay. So you kind of have a feeling if you're going to make the team, because if you constantly make camps throughout the year, you kind of like, okay, if I've made every camp this year, there's like a really high likelihood that I'll make the World Cup team. And so I made the camp before the World Cup. So I was like, okay, that's good. Like, that's a good sign. I was like, I think I made it, like, to my mom and dad. Like, they really wanted to go, obviously. So I was like, I think I made it, but don't buy your ticket yet. Like, I don't know. And then Randy ended up messaging us a month before the World Cup saying, like, hey, congratulations, you made it. Like, I'm so proud of you, blah, blah, blah. And it was just like, what? Like, I'm going to be at the World Cup. Like, I literally couldn't believe my life. Like, I think I started crying, and I hate crying, but I only started crying just because.
It's okay to cry.
I know.
We can cry too. Women can cry. We should all cry. Yeah.
We should all cry.
Embrace your emotions. Yeah.
But it was just like so surreal, because I always just think of like, whoa, I was literally just sleeping on my sister's couch, like hoping that I can play professionally. And now I'm going to a World Cup. Like, people don't, like, you can't just go to a World Cup, like, that is so insane, and not many people were able to do it. So I remember calling my parents again, crying. I was like, buy your tickets, like, we're going to Australia. But yeah, it was super surreal.
And imagine if your sister didn't live in Houston. I can't this is
like, why did you want to live in Houston?
It's actually insane. It's just God. That's all. That's
literally
the only way you can kind of align things.
Yeah.
And so just that experience, going there, playing in the matches. Did you guys made the quarterfinals? Oh, that was
the England game,
the infamous England game.
Yeah.
Do you get tired of talking about that
Yes.
story? I can imagine. You do. So I won't ask you about that specifically, but I feel like that was what, at least by a lot of accounts, because again, I did my research, as I hope you can see by the question so far.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
That is when your popularity really skyrocketed. So tell me about that before and after, of what it felt like for you, whether it's social media followers, love on the streets, just what that experience was like.
Yeah, I think, just going to the World Cup in general, especially the Australia one, for women's side at least, like, every World Cup just keeps like breaking records, thankfully, just because women's football is finally getting the traction that it's always deserved. So to be at that one, which was like the most sold tickets, most viewership, every game was almost sold out, like, which is insane, especially like all these people are coming to Australia, just to watch us, was literally surreal. But then to also make it out of our group, beat the host nation, Australia, in a crazy game, and then go battle with England and tie it up and have to go into PKs. And like, it was just such an amazing game. I feel like so many people underrate African nations all the time. Like, we hear it every time, and they don't really expect much from us, or they expect the Englands and the Spains to like just smash us, and then for England to not be able to score, the whole entire time, and for us to have to battle out in PKs, I think just showed so much about Africa soccer, which I was really happy to be a part of. But yeah, I think after that, so much happened, things happened at that tournament. And the popularity that I got was a little shocking, I would say. But I think, it was kind of cool at the same time. Again, like, putting any type of eyes that are able to go onto Nigeria, onto Super Falcons, I'll appreciate if I'm one of the people that kind of spearheads that. Super cool for whatever reason. But I'm definitely just glad that still, even if it's more viewership on me, like, I am also a part of the Super Falcons, so they're going to get more viewership with the Super Falcons.
Yeah, and some of that was because of some of the cool things that you do off the field, which we'll get to in a bit. But to the point that you just made of people underrating African countries, And so we'll even fast forward now to the Olympics because you guys had 3 games. You lost all 3, but you were literally in a group with Spain, Brazil, Japan. lost two of those games by only 1 goal. I remember the Spain game. That's where it was a late free kick that lost you the game. And so it's like you look, it's like, okay, 3 losses. But on paper, it looks bad. But if anyone's watching, it's like there really isn't that much disparity between all the different teams. But then taking a step back, again, another insane experience that every athlete dreams about. You've done the World Cup, and now you're an Olympian also.
Yeah, hello.
So yes, tell us about the Paris Olympics.
Yeah, that was cool. I feel like, okay, I think it was a little underwhelming for me personally. Like, obviously it's the Olympics, so cool. Like, I always heard about the athlete village and like you get to walk around and collect pins and you get to meet all these athletes, blah, blah, blah. No, that didn't happen. I don't know what they're talking about, but I think that was just like a football thing because obviously like we need different pitches to play on because a pitch can only be good for like a couple of days. And so I think our first station was Bordeaux. So we weren't even in Paris. Bordeaux was like 2.5, 3 hours away from Paris.
So you weren't even at the village?
We weren't at the village. We weren't able to make opening ceremony because soccer is the first sport that starts. So we start before the opening ceremony. So we're not able to go to Bordeaux and come back. So we weren't able to do that. And we were so excited to get our little outfits from Actively Black and go with all the teams and see everyone and be in the nothing. We were watching that in our beds, nice and cozy, okay? But it was a little underwhelming, that part, but still, to be at the Olympics, like, again, to play these insane teams that I've only dreamt of, or only watched, but only can dream of playing against, was surreal.
But when your competition ended, were you able to stay at least longer in Paris and watch some of the other Olympians, or? Yeah,
no, I dipped out. I think a few teammates ended up going to the village, but I was just like, I don't know. I was kind of just like over it. Obviously, like we just lost the whole tournament.
Yeah, but this is a once in a lifetime. Wow.
I know.
In hindsight, do you wish you waited a little longer?
I do wish that I just at least went to the village just to see it for even a day and then leave. But my parents also came to the Olympics. They were at the World Cup. They came again to the Olympics. And so I just ended up staying with them for an extra 2 days. I don't even know where we were. We might have gone back to Bordeaux at this time. So we just ended up having like a cute little family vacation, and then I ended up dipping out. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Well, if and when you make the next Olympics, hang around a little
God
more.
willing.
Take it. Yes, God.
It would be in the U.S. So.
Is it? Oh, it's in L.A.
Yeah.
Oh, it is in L.A. Oh, okay, that's less exciting, but it's fine.
You're like, oh.
You know what's because
L.A. Olympics.
Because as a fan of sports, like even the next World Cup is in U.S., Canada, Mexico. I would most be excited to go to games in Mexico. I feel like part of the World Cup, part of the fun is like traveling somewhere far
I get what
and
you're
then
saying.
experiencing that whole thing.
Yeah.
The finals is at MetLife. It's like a 15-minute train ride from my apartment. Like, but also ticket prices are stupid.
Yeah,
FIFA
I can only imagine. Yeah, FIFA. Let's get these prices a little better, please.
It's actually insane.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, yeah, fine. LA Olympics will still be cool, but just take it all in.
Yeah, I will next time.
Take it on. Okay, now
God
to the
willing.
most recent major tournament that ended in glory for you guys. I'm going to start with the semifinals versus South Africa. 96-minute game winner by yours truly. Talk me through that.
Yeah, that was crazy. That game, so our whole entire WAFCON, we didn't get any goals conceded against us, which is like kind of crazy. And so for South Africa to come and score against us, we were like, oh, damn. Like that was like our first just time to have to like regroup and be like, okay, guys, like we're down. Like we need to get this going. And so to be able to have that goal, which was not a goal at all. Like I was not shooting. It was definitely like a long ball / cross to Debbie. But you know, God willing, it went in. You know, the goalie thought she was gonna head it. It didn't head. Like perfect. It just floated into the goal. Again, I didn't even know I scored. I thought Debbie scored that.
Yeah, because she was celebrating.
Oh my gosh,
I went back and watched all.
Yeah. I still don't. I was like, Deborah, if you didn't celebrate so hard, then of course I would have known I scored. And she was like, sorry, Michelle, I thought it hit my head. But I think like Chiwendu, like her hand hit Debbie's head, so she thought that was the goal or something. I was like, that's crazy. But it wasn't until Esther like runs to get her phone because we're Snapchat warriors and we had to, get our phones. And she comes out and she's like, Michelle, that goal is yours. That goal is yours. And I was like, no, it wasn't. She was like, no, it's yours. Look. And I was like, that was me. Like,
No one
I
touched it.
scored? Like,
Yeah.
what? So that's my first goal in like a major tournament. And so that was amazing to obviously get us into the finals, which was why we were there anyways.
Yeah, and even if you didn't intend to shoot and you cross it and went in, it obviously still counts.
A goal is a goal, baby.
You know, I was a middle school soccer star myself.
Okay. Hey.
Scored 1 goal in my entire
Okay,
career.
Ronaldinho.
And you said it, not me. You said it. And my only goal was literally one that I tried to cross. The wind just took it. And it went in the net. I was like,
Bend
I'm
it like
select-
Beckham.
Exactly.
Hey.
Exactly. I meant to do that the whole time.
Yeah.
And then the finals versus Morocco. You guys start down 2-0.
Quickly.
2-0.
Quickly.
What is the team's attitude at that point? Are you like, oh, damn, the moment is too big for us? What's the mindset at that point, down 2-0?
No, I think the way that the whole tournament was going for us, even our 5-0 win versus Zambia, which everyone thought Zambia was also going to like destroy us. So to get to that point with Morocco, I think we we just knew we were gonna win, like almost like not in a cocky way, but just like with confidence. Like we don't know what is gonna be set in front of us, but like we are gonna conquer whatever it is. So the first goal happens. I remember the girl like cut right in front of me and then shot it. I was like, no. Like,
Well, I think
no,
was that second,
no.
first or second?
I think that was.
I think that was. I just watched the highlights.
Oh,
like,
was it?
That was the second.
Oh, that was the second.
Yeah,
one?
I did my research. That was the second.
Okay, never mind. But regardless, the 2 goals go in, and we have a huddle, and we were like, I think it was Tochi at halftime. Tochi, the keeper, she was like, guys, we are winning this game. I don't know what you guys have to do. She's on the bench. She's like, I don't know what you guys have to do, but we are winning this game. Like, we are winning this game. And everyone just kept saying it. And so obviously we came out second half with way more vigor and intensity. And just because like we all knew that like, okay, well, to win this game, we need to score 3 goals. So like we just have to do what we have to do. Obviously Esther went insane.
Esther, wow, goal and 2 assists. Big
Girl.
E, wow.
Esther slept on. Like she did not, I still don't believe Esther got enough recognition that tournament. But that was also her first major tournament back from her ACL injury. So it was like super cool to obviously see her have such a big impact in the games. And obviously Joe had the game winner. Beautiful, beautiful cross from Esther. Joe taps it in. Like, oh, like what? Like, and we had 2 minutes to go. Oh my gosh, we were hunkering down. I remember I go down. I start cramping. We were running a lot. I start cramping. Everyone's yelling at me. I'm like, guys, I'm cramping. But yeah, it was literally insane to obviously go against the host nation, and obviously they kicked us out of our first WAFCON in the quarterfinal. So to beat them at home in front of everyone in the finals was very nice.
What were those immediate celebrations like after, and then what was the reception like back here?
Okay, yeah, the celebrations after, insane. Like there was a lot of Nigerian fans that came to Morocco, thankfully, to celebrate with us. So it was amazing. We were hosted by the embassy there, so that was really cool too. And it was just like amazing. Like everyone, like we were just everywhere because again, we broke a record. We made history for winning a tournament 10 times, like in women's football. That's not heard of. And so to do that, amazing. I didn't come back for the Nigerian celebrations because I had to go. But the reception that they got here was insane. Like I honestly didn't even know that could happen. And they were like, did a little tour of the city. Like they met, I think, everyone under the sun. Like, so it was like amazing just like how much love that we got from Nigeria after that. Like we obviously know how important football is, and to be able to bring Nigeria like just something to celebrate, especially something as big as that, was really big.
And because the men are not holding up their part, I had to say it.
They're doing their best.
As Nigerians, we know that's not good enough.
Doing their best.
If there's anyone who knows. So thank you. Thank you to all the Super Falcons for at least bringing Nigeria some soccer happiness. Because right now the men are not
They're going to win it. It's okay.
When they didn't make the World Cup. I was there saying this yesterday. The fact that we even made 2 World Cups in a row, by the next World Cup, I'm going to be touching 30.
And that's okay.
No, it's not.
And then you'll be able to afford the tickets.
True. Good point. Good point. Good point.
Save up now.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. But okay, because you are multifaceted, and a lot of the things that brought you attention for that World Cup was some of the stuff you're doing off the field. Namely, even though you've been a professional athlete, you've also spent some time as a research technician doing cancer research. First of all, kudos to you.
Yeah,
Very
thank you,
impressive,
thank you.
but just Nigerian. That's just another
Had
day in
to,
the
I
life.
had to,
Why is that something that you've cared to do, even though you obviously have your soccer career that's been taken off and you necessarily don't even have to spend any of the time doing that?
Yeah, well, honestly, it was a wise step for me to do at the beginning of my career, just because like Houston was not guaranteed, and I was a trialist for 8 months. Like I couldn't just be sitting on my sister's couch, like doing nothing, not making any money, like not making any push for my future. And my CV, like gotta always make sure my CV looks nice. You know what I mean?
It looks
Just in
good at this
case.
point.
Yeah.
You're good. I think you're good at this point. Yeah.
So I remember just reaching out to literally so many labs in the Texas Medical Center, just because it's the best medical center like in the world, especially for pediatric oncology. And so I heard back from Dr. Stevens. And she's amazing. What she's doing at the lab was amazing. And I remember also talking to her and letting her know, like, hey, I am a professional athlete. Like, I am trying to, like, go after this goal. And, like, I know this is a full-time thing, but, like, are you able to maybe make it part-time just so that I can come during these certain hours and just be able to make this work? And she was so receptive and honestly just thought so highly of me that I wanted to do both, because usually, like, people wouldn't.
I can say right now, I wouldn't.
You're like me.
No, I
would
wouldn't.
not. And so, yeah, I think it definitely helped that she is the person that I ended up working for, just because she was so understanding, especially my schedule was so crazy. Obviously, at first with Houston, I'm like in town for most of the time, other than like weekend games or something. But other than that, I'm in Houston. I'm there all the time. I didn't obviously think I was going to get called up to Nigeria. So all of a sudden I'm gone for a month at a time, 2 weeks at a time. She's like, where are you? I'm like, oh, I'm in Nigeria. Like, oh, I'm in Turkey. She's like, okay, like cool. But she's been so nice. She's been to so many games. And so, yeah, shout out to Dr. Stevens. She's been amazing. And yeah, so that's kind of how that all started. So I just knew I needed to do something if I didn't get the contract at Houston.
And as far as, so the word balance is something people use a lot. And as I like to say, balance looks like it looks different for every single person. I look at myself and I think I'm actually pretty balanced between my full-time job, Reps Capital podcast. Like for me, like that's what I need to do. What does balance look like for you?
I feel like I just need my time to be spent wisely. I'm not a person who likes to just kind of sit and do nothing and be idle. And I think athletes have a little bit more extra time than people believe they do. Like we're really like training or watching film and stuff like for maybe 6 hours, 7 hours of the day, but like you have so much of the day left, you know? And so that's kind of how I balance. I'll go to training, I'll do my film, do whatever I have to do my rehab, and then after I'll go to the lab until it closes or later at night so that everyone who's there can leave and I can just work on whatever wasn't finished. So I feel like it was a good balance for me.
But that's also just the Nigerian.
It's also the Nigerian in me. I had to. Yeah, I got to do two things. You can't do
100%. And then to some of the other things you've done off the field, you were part of a reality TV show, which was very entertaining. It was called The Off Season. I watched 3 episodes in preparation for this podcast because, again, I do my research. Why was that something you wanted to be a part of?
It was super cool. The creator of that is Midge Purse, and she's a Harvard alum. Also,
I actually know her boyfriend. Her boyfriend went to my same high school. Chris
yeah,
Evans. Yeah.
He's so
shout
sweet.
Out Chris.
Yeah, shout out Chris. Shout out Midge. And it just seemed like something really cool. Again, that I think that isn't highlighted enough in women's soccer. And so for her to want to highlight athletes, especially female athletes, in a way like this so that there can be sponsorship deals or like something could come bigger from this, I thought was really cool. So when she asked me to be on it, I was like, oh, of course. I'm definitely supportive of it. And I mean, also like 2 weeks in Miami, great trainers. Like, wait, what do you mean?
Where's the con?
Yeah, sounds kind of good to me. And so that was really fun to be a part of, though. Definitely.
And even the production was very, very well done. It was on Twitter, so it was easily accessible, and I assume they did that just so it gets more reach.
Exactly.
But that's the type of thing where, as you see more and more investment go into women's soccer, there's no reason there can't be a Netflix doc, Amazon, Apple TV talk about that. So it was cool to actually see that being well done. The funniest part was, there was 2 funny parts when, or at least in the 3 episodes I watched, where there was like a tarot card reader, and then like none of the black girls were like, we're not messing with this.
I was like, I was praying. No, I don't need my tarot cards read. No, thank you.
And then when they were like making some comment about like who the most fun is on a night out, and everyone was like, oh, it's Meech for sure.
Yeah, no. Everyone wants to be like Meech when they go out.
Is there any more reality TV in your future?
Oh my gosh, yeah, maybe I'll go on Big Brother or something. I'm just kidding.
There you go.
I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
maybe
No.
you make the ask, I'll go with the flow. It will happen.
No. I mean, reality TV is fun. I realized from there that like, oh, they could skew things really easily.
Everything's made in the post edit. Oh my god. And producers, yeah.
I was like, wait, this clip in interesting. Interesting, right? No, but it is really fun. Especially if it's like something more chill or like more docuseries vibe where it's just kind of like getting to know you and seeing like the behind the scenes. Definitely a part of my future.
And not even most recently, you do so much. You hosted the NWSL Awards,
Yeah.
co-hosted recently. What was that experience like? Do you see yourself doing more hosting type gigs as well?
Yeah, I was there with AT&T and it was like way more fun than I thought it was going to be. I've never obviously hosted anything before. And that was also our first iteration of like an NWSL Awards. And so I was nervous for that aspect, but it was actually really fun. Again, there's so many amazing players in the league. They're easy to talk to. They made that job like quite easy. And also my co-host was amazing, made it really easy too. But I think that is something that I could also be into. Like, it's just kind of fun just to see and able to like bring out different personalities like off the field. Like obviously people see us all the time on the field, but to be able to just like talk small off the field, get to know people, it's really fun.
Yeah, and I also feel like it's so important to not have yourself be put in a box.
Yeah.
In regards of what you're doing, whether it's as an athlete, whether it's just regular civilian like myself, a narpist they used to call us back in the Ivy Leagues. I feel like there's people just take opportunities as they come.
Yeah, no,
why
literally.
not? You never know what you're going to enjoy doing.
And maybe
what
something sticks and lands, and I ended up really liking it.
Exactly.
I would have never known.
Exactly. And then even so, you got Levi's deal, you got the Snapchat thing, you got Electrolit Athlete Ambassador. Shout out. Shout out Electrolit.
Bring them to Nige.
What I feel like let me ask you the question and then I have my own thoughts. What are there any other ventures off the field that you're interested in getting into?
I mean, I think like I'm into like my personal fashion.
That's what I was like. Fashion seems like the most.
Yeah, like I would love to like really get into fashion. Like me personally, not like shout out to you for like wanting to make your own line. Could not do that. Like no, thank you. But just like working with brands, like I just love working with brands that like I see like potential in or I just like really believe in. Shout out. That's why I want to be a Reps Capital athlete. Hello. Yes, thank you very much.
It's coming soon.
But yeah, so I think just working with different designers. I think last year, I made it like a point to wear like mostly like Nigerian designers before pre-games. And so I just like love fashion. So just being more into that space, like however I can be, would be probably something I want to do.
And you're wearing a Nigerian brand right now.
I am. Kai
She
Collective.
practices what she's preaches.
I know.
Kai Collective.
Come
Shout out
on
Kai
now.
Collective.
Shout out Kai.
Okay, and now we will do a rapid fire section.
Okay.
And then we'll end with some reflections. And then I'll let you be on your way. 'Cause
Okay.
busy woman. The fact that she gave us all this time.
know.
Madam, thank you. Thank you for your service. Okay, rapid fire. Favorite city or country you've traveled to? One for soccer and then just not for soccer. So two answers there.
Okay, not for soccer. I would say it would be Portugal. Where was it? Where were we? Lisbon, Portugal. Amazing city. Also, Lagos, Portugal, or Lagoa, Portugal.
I think there's a Lagos in Portugal.
Okay, I can't remember. Lagoa, Lagos. Oh,
yeah, there's
okay,
Lagos.
Lagos, Portugal.
Yeah.
Insane, beautiful, like right on the water, cliffs, like insane. So definitely there, those two places, or just Portugal in general, very beautiful.
I see you are the team DJ.
For who? What team?
You said it in the interview. I don't know.
The team DJ.
Are you?
Oh, for Houston. I
guess.
was
Okay.
for Houston.
Okay,
Yeah.
for Houston.
Yeah.
What's your go-to hype song for the
Right now?
And then give me one for yourself and then for the team.
Oh, okay. For the team, well, at least for Houston, a good one would be, what was the one that we always listened to? Honestly, I would always try to put them on Afrobeats a lot. I would always put on Partino de Stop by Adekunle. Hold on, come on, solid song. But also for some reason, like I'm obsessed with Spanish music, like Mexican music. And so, like, I'll always put on some Peso Pluma. Like, that was a big Houston staple. For me personally, like, Body right now. I love that song.
Yeah, buddy. That's a great
Hey,
song.
yeah, I like, oh, like, yeah.
Like, what is body like meat pie?
Meat pie? Like,
what does that mean?
Why are you calling me? If you call me a meat pie before the song, if you called me a meat pie, I would be
You
like,
probably slap the guy in the face.
"Excuse me?"
Yeah. Now if you get called a meat
oh, like, I'm sweet. Like, thank you.
Hardest team or player you've played against?
Hardest team I've played against would probably be. Is this for club or country?
Give me both.
Okay, for country, I would say. I'd probably say like South Africa, and it's just because
Interesting. Even though you played against Spain, England, USA.
Yeah, because I feel like the difference between African football and England football is that, or European football in general, is that European football is very like structured, and you kind of like you know what you're gonna get from England, you know what you're gonna get from Spain. It's tiki taka, like cool. South Africa, I feel like, is like Morocco, where it's like, I don't know what you're gonna do, and I also don't think they know what they're gonna do. But that it makes it work. Like they just do whatever's on the flow. It's so unpredictable that like you don't know what it's hard to scout them because you don't know what they're gonna do. So I'll definitely say them. And player for club and country, it will be Barba Banda. Goodness gracious, she is so freaking fast and good. Like, she's the worst to play against, especially since now I'm a defender. So I'm like, great, I need to stay up with you. Like, you are fast. So definitely her. And then for the club side, I would probably say Kansas City.
Nice.
Yeah.
Favorite Nigerian musical artist?
Ooh, you're gonna get me in trouble.
That's the plan. Okay.
Wait, of all time, or you want me to just do like right now?
Give me right now.
Oh, right now would probably be like, ooh, who should I say? I'm like,
Don't say Wizkid. That's a call back to another conversation.
Right now would probably be like Lona or Victini or Fola. I said 3, sorry. But that's like my vibe right now, that vibe. Mm-hmm.
Bucket list experience that you haven't had yet. Doesn't have to be sports related.
Ooh, I've always wanted to go to like Egypt and like do the whole like camel ride vibe. Yeah.
Fun fact about you that no one would know.
Oh my God, I suck at this. I don't have fun facts. Oh, I have a fun fact that I play the harmonica.
I guess that's a fun fact. No disrespect, that might be the most boring fun fact that I've ever heard. Okay, next question. Dream brand to collaborate with.
Oh my gosh, Bottega Veneta. Bottega.
You're hearing it here
Also
first.
Kai.
Good promo. Good promo.
Kai Collective.
Okay, and then now a couple more questions. Kind of just like a reflection looking back on the past few years.
Mm-hmm.
You've obviously accomplished a lot so far. When you think back to where you are at 28 versus where you thought you would be, how is reality matched up to those expectations?
Oh, they have not matched up at all.
Because they've been surpassed?
Yeah, I think for sure surpassed.
Okay.
Like I definitely like, I don't know. This is also kind of like a me issue, but I definitely like don't visualize like that far out. Like I don't think I would have seen like me like at 28 when I was 22. Like maybe at 23, like, you know, like I'll look into next year, but like really like a 5-year thing. Like I would have never thought that, you know, I would have played for the Super Falcons, that I would have signed like a multi-year deal with Houston or gone to Olympics, World Cup. Like, I'm like, what is going on? Like, I think every time, like every day that I think of my life, like I am super blessed, but also just like astonished at what I've been able to accomplish, you know, God willing. But it's just, yeah, insane to think of. I feel like it's a little imposter syndrome. Maybe I have to go to therapy or something, but we'll figure that out eventually. But, you know, I'm definitely grateful, and I'm just like, you know, taking life as it comes to me.
And funny enough, imposter syndrome is a term I feel like I speak about a lot on here, and I feel like it hits people regardless of what field that they're in. Do you still experience that? I think
now I feel like I've definitely grown, especially this last year. I think obviously with everything that the Super Falcons have accomplished, and like me being able to like move to Chicago, and just so many big things that are happening in my life, I think that like I am here, I am present, I got here, you know, I did the work to get here, and like this is really me. Like I worked hard to get here, you know, at the end of the day. And I deserve a seat at the table, and I'm here. I'm talking at that table. Pretty loud.
There you go. You're yelling.
Pretty loud, huh?
She put the reps in, and now she's talking at the table.
Reps
in the reps capital. There we go. Okay, and then just last question for you.
Okay.
Leave the people with a message for all the young boys and the young girls, because it's not just girls looking up to you. You're just an inspiration to everybody.
Wow.
Leave them with a message that they can take on life with, so they can also be like you one day with a fan account with 14,000 followers.
You're so nice. I think a message I would have to the people, whoever's listening, is to like always bet on yourself. I think if over my 5-6 years now playing soccer, if I didn't bet on myself every time, I would not have been here. And I think that when you bet on yourself, when you show the confidence that you have in yourself, other people have to see it, because even if it's like delusion, people would be like, why does she believe that she can really do this? Why does he really believe that he can do this? And when they see that confidence exude out of you, like they have to also believe that you can do what you're saying you can do. So definitely believe in yourself, take that chance, send that that DM, that email. No risky DMs, but
even
just
those
professional ones, okay?
Even those will get you far in life. Even those,
you never know. Yeah, a DM goes a long way. Okay? But yeah, definitely just bet on yourself.
Which again, I don't mean to keep bringing up Reps Capital, but that's why I literally invest and use our tagline. Because that's literally it.
You need
to put the work in yourself. Take those chances. If you don't get started, you never know where you can get going.
Exactly.
And beautiful testament of that. And also, it's just like you never know how life works. Put yourself out there. If you sit in a room all day, or you don't reach out to people, you don't try to connect, you'll just your ceiling will be very, very limited. And so,
and if you can't invest in yourself, how do you expect other people to
invest
in
you?
Come
on, Reps Cap athlete, come on. It's coming soon.
What?
But no, this has been a fantastic episode. A year in the making. I'm glad we could finally do it.
Yay.
I was
and
like,
I was
I
on
need
time, kind of.
Honestly, since you brought that up, now I have to talk about dinner. Like 2 nights ago. So we had a beautiful group dinner 3 days ago. The reservation was at 4 p.m. Michelle, what time did you get to dinner?
Like a little after.
6:45. But that's okay. That's not what it's about. We still had a great dinner. And she got here on time. Okay. It was booked for 2 hours.
Yes.
So it's everything worked out how it was supposed to. This was a fantastic episode. I'm excited for people to hear it. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Flo.
Big fan. Excited for because you're just getting started.
I'm just getting started.
You're 28. You haven't even got. There's so much more you're gonna do, and you got a fan in me, and I can't wait to keep supporting.
Thanks.
So thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
This has been another episode of Go With The Flow. Thank you for listening. Bye, guys.